It was here in 2018 that Kimi Räikkönen delighted the world by winning for the first time in 114
Oh no, it's
races.
raining.
There's always a record to be broken. So what, I wonder, is in store for us today? We have 10 turns to the
dear.
left and 10
Hello
to the
everyone,
right
welcome
here
back to
at the
another episode of
fantastic
My Team
circuit of the
Career
Americas.
Mode on Formula 1
Overtaking
2021.
opportunities into turns 1
Round
and 12,
16
and this
in the
anti-clockwise
last
3.6 mile
quarter
track.
of the season
But we may
now.
well see cars struggle to slow down
And
there
we
today,
are
as the
at
wet
my
weather does
worst
interfere with
circuit
the
in the
low-speed
game.
grip.
I just really struggle with it. I don't get any rhythm, but it's raining. So fingers crossed that, well, I don't know if that'll do anything really, to be honest with you.
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty.
It is raining,
awareness,
so that gives us a bit more of a chance. We have, as a result of it being our weakest track of the whole year, that's me on me playing Flappy Bird on my iPad. But as a result, hello Max, good to see you back. But as a result of a number of things, with it being our weakest circuit, we've taken a few engine changes. So we've changed the control electronics, we've changed the MGU-H, the MGU-K, and I think we've changed something else as well. So we've got a good set of grid penalties that have come with us, so it sent us right to the back of the field. We qualified 15th before the penalties were applied, but in all honesty, with the race being wet, it's not going to be much of a difference. I'm doing well, thanks Max. How are you doing? There's Guan Yu in 17th. And I think Gasly has decided to join us at the back, so yeah, not expecting much around this track, especially in the wet. Let's have a look then. So it's supposed to be intermediates all the way to the end, but it's supposed to dry up, so could be dry before the end of the race. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Now the good news with it being wet is that it doesn't matter how bad my start is, because I'm starting from the back. Good to hear you doing well, Max. Good to hear you doing well. I'm sure you'll have probably heard about the Messi saga from yesterday. Is Chelsea going to sign him? I feel like Chelsea are one of the few clubs that actually could. But back to the matters at hand. Formula 1. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to make a start. I don't think I'm going to bother doing the full formation lap. Will I? I don't know. I'll try my best. Oh, that's terrible.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Nice one.
The rain is getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out. It's hard to say if inters or wets are better right now.
Inters or wets? That's interesting, didn't know that. PSG probably going to get Lukaku. Lukaku would be great going back to you guys, to be fair. That is the striker you need. It's looking positive for you guys. Might get him. Yeah, Messi's incredible, isn't he? Right, let's see how we get on then. Wet race at Austin. And my start is woeful again. Oh, look how bad that start was. I'm just going to go around the outside. Oh, okay, that happened. Gasly's just done the switchback on me there. Oh, I'm very slow. And I'm all over the track. thanks to everyone doing 2 mile an hour into the hairpin. We're up to 18th. I don't think we've got the pace to stay here, unfortunately. Oh, we've got dive bomb George Russell. Kind of bottled it. Now, with me doing this without any assists or anything, it's a lot more difficult than you can imagine. The high speed stuff anyway is going to be the sticking point for us, because I think we're very quick from the middle sector onwards. But it's going to be difficult. Ooh, back end wanted to slide out there at turn 2. Outside of Raikkonen. Going to give that place back just because track limits would have got me. And I'm just going to dive him into the pit. Stop him from turning in. And up to P16 we go. Good start then. Car's flying. Feels really easy to drive. Gotta say, I'm quite surprised. I've got to say, it's really difficult not to try and snatch a break in these weather conditions and just lock up. So I'm just sort of gurney tapping, to be honest, through the corners. Oh, I just cannot get on the power. Won't lie, I do enjoy driving in the wet. Up the inside of Schumacher.
Good job.
We're up to P15. Oh, I've gone deep. Oh, I just cannot get on the power. Car just ripping up through that torque. Torque in these Formula 1 cars are incredible.
Minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
Jeff sounded suspiciously happy then. Has he got a barbecue to go to later on? 10 minutes to go, then it's going to dry up. Giovinazzi 14th. Oh, where am I going? Make sure I don't hit the back of him. And we've got ERS. Not DRS obviously, because it's too wet for that. Let's throw one up the inside. Block his line. That's P14. So in a space of 4 laps we've gone from 22nd to 4th 14th rather, not 4th.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.4 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. Didn't ask for it. Oh. So easy for the car to just break loose like that. So far so good. Tyre were looking fine, so won't be an issue for the rest of the race, although if I keep doing that it will be. Don't touch the curbs, Jack.
Okay, the weather's certainly eased off for the time being, but we've still got a lot of standing water out there. We're happy for you to stay out on the inters for now.
Jeff saying the most obvious things you can imagine on the radio. The rain's eased off, really, has it? Does it look like it's eased off? Doesn't look like it's eased off to me. But there we go, new best lap. And that's what happens when you're not overtaking cars, how much time you can save. Now the Alpines, who were supposed to be on par with in terms of overall pace, are not too far ahead of us. It's a little bit annoying now that that penalty's come into effect, because we probably would have been ahead of them by now. Because I mean, we've pulled 2.5 seconds on Giovinazzi in the space of a lap and a bit, so. And catching Tsunoda as well.
Front is 1.7 seconds.
Well, just done a purple sector, explain that one. Ah. Look at that one mistake and it just sets you back by a whole load of time. Look, and this is how you can tell now that the track is getting drier. The faster laps are coming in now. So it will be interesting to see whether it'll be dry enough before the end of the race. Max just saying yeah, yeah, I agree, Max. There's a lot of unnecessary rubbish that he says in this game. Be asking me what type of biscuits I want after the end of the race. That'll be in next year's game. What type of biscuits would you want at the end of your race? Tsunoda's just been dropped a little bit by the cars in front of him. Like, it's not by much, but it's visible. Oh, come on, Jack. Do better than that. I'm really struggling with that corner before the straight. Gotta get a grip of that. Losing heaps of time. Ricardo's stuck. That reminds me, Ricardo qualified 11th, but I think he had a 10th place grid penalty, so he qualified on pole and had to start 11th. He'd be furious. Kind of like Schumacher at Monaco from 2012. Right, we're in a second now, Tsunoda. So 144 is the best lap so far. And we've just done a 44, so we're flying. Which is good news. wait so long to get on the power then. Now our rival's Ocon, so if we can get in front of him, we'll be in business, but I cannot get that bloody final. That corner before the straight, I cannot get it right. I have to try a different line through there, I reckon. That should help me a little bit more. It's a 43.9 from Hamilton. So it's just under, oh my god, where am I going? It's just under a second quicker than what we've managed so far. I'm all over the track. Oh, if I could just get the...
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Any area that has heavy acceleration, I'm just struggling out of compared to the AI. Oh, I clipped the curb, I'm going to have to cut the corner. Lost a bit of time as a result, but I'd rather do that than try and make the corner and spin off. And there's the first use of a flashback. I was just thinking to myself, I haven't used a flashback yet. As soon as I say it, that's when it happened.
Watch the conditions. We think there's rain coming pretty soon. Current forecast is 5 or 10 more minutes of rain before it dries up. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
Every time I get to this straight, I'm always 8/10 off Tsunoda. I just cannot break that gap.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
You don't say, it's bloody raining, you moron. Why the hell would I change tyre? Right, now we're in business. Finally got the exit I needed. Oh, just about squeezed him out of the way. After following Tsunoda, we're finally up to 13th. Oh, look at that. See what I mean? Oh, that's better, that's much better. Binotto had enough waiting for Spinala. Too deep. That's corner cutting. Okay. Logic of that one, but sure. No, it's so miserable. Right, off we go for another lap. 5 laps to go. track feels quite nice actually to drive on now. Yeah, I'm on the throttle a lot earlier compared to before. I'm cutting corners easily.
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
I think it's going to be very close as to when it'll be dry. Oh, Ricardo was slow off the hairpin. That's a thank you very much. So we're going to get him into the next corner.
We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
It's braked later than me, but I'm just going to crowd him off the track. So there's another position. Now it's the two Alpines are our rivals with the Renault engine, of course. The tricolor livery that they run. I won't lie, I am debating whether to go on dries, but I think it's going to be too late. Points incoming, don't say that. I hope so, but it's only, if you include this lap, it's only 4 laps to go. Gonna have a chat with Jeff about dries in a minute. Because, you know, 2 laps to go, it's doable. You know, you pit at the end of lap 12, soft tyres, but it just depends.
Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Not sure whether dries or inters are faster. We're right on the crossover.
That's what I'm thinking. Because the car is responding really well. Well, if we're on the crossover, it's making me think about it.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
DRS is enabled. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
I know there's a point on offer, but you don't get anything without gambling, even if it's the wrong decision.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
And Jeff's just telling me there on the radio, new strategy. Soft tyres, let's do it. Let's give it a whirl. It's sink or swim. Guan Yu's decided to come in the pits as well.
Guan Yu in the pits.
So the AI further back.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Ooh. Tyres are a little bit fresh. But apart from that mistake, we've just gained a huge bunch of time on Gasly. Look at this. I've just taken a second out of Gasly there. That's a huge amount of time. The AI would be crazy not to come in.
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
And Gasly's just got no grip at all. Compared to us on our softer tyres. And the others are coming in. So this was the right call. Oh, if I hadn't made that stupid mistake at turn 2. Look at that, 2 purple sectors. We are going to clear the rest of the gang by some margin. And there's a couple of cars who haven't come in the pits yet, so this is on. We've got 4 seconds on Ricciardo and Ocon. We've only 2 laps to go, so as long as we don't put it into the wall or anything.
The gap to the car ahead is 0.7 seconds.
We might briefly have fastest lap, which would be nice, but we're not going to keep it. A bunch of cars fighting ahead. Perez and Leclerc are having the time of their lives. They've all got stuck behind the Alpine that's not come into the pits.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
There's Alonso in the pits. Sainz is in the pits as well.
This is your final lap of the race.
Fastest lap of the race. We're not going to keep it. But that decision has gained us 2 spots. So Raikkonen's took best lap off. Oh, for God's sake. But they lost so much time. I came out of the pits 7.8, 7.5 behind Vettel, and the gap's now 4.6, so they lost a huge chunk of time. Speaking of losing huge chunks of time, here comes Danny Ricciardo. Why are we so slow? No, actually, no, I shouldn't say why we are so slow, it's just me. Make sure I've got ERS, just use it all. Go away in your McLaren, leave me alone. It's all over the back of us. Ugh. Something's gone on here. Stroll's got a problem. He's tried to... I'm sorry, I'm going up this.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Oh my God, Stroll didn't come into the pit, so we just launched it up the inside. I hit him, but... Max, mate, you called it. Points incoming, and they did. And we got driver of the day.
Not just victory today then, but the championship as well.
Mercedes have won the championship. What a shock.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes
You
team.
did tell me, Max.
And
Well
they
done, mate.
certainly deserve it.
So Hamilton wins the race, so that's going to make the championship interesting with a couple to go. It's raining again. 1400 XP. That's not going to take us to level 27 yet. Oh, it does. Literally just got it. Brill.
Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. Let's focus on the driver of the day.
So,
Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Ace. They demonstrated a very delicate
I'm just looking at the strategy. So
as well as showing a lot of maturity.
Hamilton didn't pit, Lando and Max didn't pit, and Bottas must have got them right at the end. Look at that.
For the whole team.
I can't believe we got driver of the day.
I can't wait to see what's next.
You know something, if Vettel hadn't have gone for it, I'd have absolutely ploughed through them. I wouldn't have been bothered. Broken front wing, whatever. But we've got 7th place. So instead of 10th, and Ocon's not even in the points. Oh, God. You got fastest lap of the race? Pierre Gasly in 20th. Guan Yu finished 18th. Alonso dropped to 17th in the end. Jeez. Let's have a look at these highlights. So, the worst start in history in terms of launching it off the line. I'm convinced that the AI must be running traction control off the line, because I just look how far behind I am already. And we come into turn 1 and you know everyone's going pedestrian speed, so I just go around outside of everyone. Didn't want to hit Guan Yu. In hindsight, I probably could have bullied my way past. And then Mazepin tries to go around as I block him off, and Gasly gets through. And then, because everyone's going dead slow, I just go back past everyone. That's interesting camera shot of nothing. So we were so slow. I think our tyres just weren't up to temperature at all. We were really struggling. But then, braking zone, I just jolted to the outside. Didn't want to hit anyone. Around the outside of my teammate. He put in a good shift, to be fair to Guan Yu. Didn't do too badly. And then they decided just to cut to lap 9. Forget all the other overtakes I've done. Just concentrate on my, you know, so-called corner cut. Absolutely pointless. Those replays looking a bit dodgy. There's me with me outrun helmet. We just had no traction coming off the slower corners. We were really struggling compared to the AI, which makes me convinced that the AI are running traction control in the wet. See, we're watching all this and it's pointless. And I said, look, the guys in front are going really, really slow, and Stroll had just intermediates on still, so I just blasted one up the inside. I thought, sod ya. Prick me front wing on the way through, but I'll come home in 7th. But today the strategy worked out for once. You know, Hungary, we should have got points and it didn't happen. But it worked this time around. So we've got 43 on the board now, which is incredible. Stunningly as well, we're only 13 behind Alpine, which is really daft. I don't know how we've managed it. We're not going to stay 11th in the driver's standings. There's no way that's going to happen. But 8th's looking secure now. I think we're going to be finishing there. So let's advance. Let's have a look what anyone says. 7th place.
Performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with
Yes,
that.
I am, Claire. Thanks for that.
How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
Oh, for God's sake. Such a... I'm going to say that, but I just feel like it's such a stupid question to ask.
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you?
I'm going to say the team's awesome. That's what I'm going to say. The team is fantastic.
Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today?
To be honest with you, I do, like I said at the start, I do love racing in the wet weather. It is one of my favourite conditions. Just something I've always been pretty decent at, no matter what game I play.
You were lucky not to end your race with that crash.
Final race of the season. No, I've still got 4 more after this. Do you think you were lucky not to? No. No, I don't think I was lucky. I just Excuse me, bloody hell. Crikey, that sneeze caught me by surprise. I'm just not going to comment on that. Because, you know, I don't really care. I don't care. I just wanted to get some points. More points. So let's see. 3-3 in that one. I think there should only be one race remaining now after that, so that's good. Yes, we're level 9 in the acclaim finally. Guan Yu's not gone up. Yeah, no, you're not stupid, Max. You just read it wrong. Don't worry. Answer at least 2 interview questions and do the team. That's a nice bit of money for us. 10 grand of damage deduction because of my front wing at the final corner, but it's worth so many points. So yeah, happy days. Happy days. Round 17 next. I can't actually quite remember where we are. Is it Mexico? I want to say. Which is where I was targeting 4 points in the first place. Yeah, it is.
And we're making good profit against our running costs.
Well, thanks. Thanks for that advice that I know about. 2.5 million. So we need to spend it on something but we can't because we haven't got the money. I mean, I could do the personnel, but I'm not really fussed about that right now. I can't bother doing any of that either. So we're just going to keep hold of it. $2.5 million. Look at that. Our chassis is looking... Oh, well, sorry, not just our chassis. Our car's looking good. You know, 6th best team. We've still got stuff in development, so a bit of work to do. We do need to now upgrade our facility for aero because we're struggling, because we're at level 2. We need to be at level 2 now to get the next set of upgrades. We've maxed all that out. There's our sort of engine situation. So we took a new MGU-K, MGU-H. That didn't incur any penalties, but what did was the new control electronics. We'll probably need a new energy storage, I think, before the end of the season. I think a turbocharger. Yeah, I think I'll probably need a new turbocharger. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that in the same race. Take them both at the same time, so we don't need to worry about it. Let's just have a quick check. Sponsorships, all good. We need to be level 15 now, so we're a little bit away before we can get on next one. Contracts are fine. Guan Yu's focus is way down. His rating's 68, so I think it's gone up actually. Yeah, it's gone up. It's still lower than Matsushita and Bobby Schwartzman, who is, you know, a good driver. We didn't get options for any of them. We just got Guan Yu. He's almost as good as Mazepin now, which I take great pride in, I won't lie, because he was on like 63 or something at the start of the season, so he's gone up quite a lot. Finances are flying. Customization, let's see that livery. Not that I'm going to use it, but let's just see it. There you go. It's a lightning strike. Actually, it looks better than I thought. Change the colours on it. Might look okay. I just don't like the black. The black stripy part. Maybe if you change the colours on that, it'll look better. So yeah, let's just have a look at this season results log. So yeah, Mexico, that's where we're aiming for points. Brazil, probably not. It's not my strongest track. I like it, it's just I'm not very good around there. Australia is going to be terrifying because it's not round 1 for the first time in God knows how many years, since, well, since last year actually, since Bahrain. And Abu Dhabi is just a crap circuit. How many DNFs, how many did not finish as if we had this season 5, because the Hungarian one was where we crashed out with 2 laps to go, but we still got classified. So yeah, I don't think that's too bad actually. I think we've done all right. Right, let's stop meandering about. Let's see if we get this wastegate actuator.
Our new parts have completed without.
Yes.
They'll be on the car,
So
ready for the
that
next
will
race
help
weekend.
for the engine. Let me just have a look. The wastegate actuators come in. So let's just say we want. Let's say we wanted the magnetic compound. We're not going to, but we've got the second best engine on the grid, which is incredible. So I think we've got a very good shot at Mexico, and this is, I think realistically, this is going to be the last shot we've got at points. I don't think Brazil is going to be any decent. I just think we're going to struggle around there. Australia, God knows, it could go either way. I've never been in this position where Australia is the second to last round of the season, so could mean anything. And Abu Dhabi, like I said before, rubbish circuit, but I hope that the new changes that they haven't got in this year's game, but hopefully for next year's game, will make it a little bit better. Messages, what's that about? Cool. Thanks, Ollie. Right, in any case, thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, I'll upload these over to YouTube so you can watch them on there whenever you want, if you wish to, on JackTM53 Synopsis. But in any case, really appreciate you watching, and wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one, and see you very soon.